Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lena Planchodry, and I'm here with Ethan Silvera. And today we're here with HCST Athletics going over the 2025 Girls Hudson County Playoff Tournament bracket. So we have our predictions set. So we're going to start off with Ethan's bracket. Starting off, how do you think this tournament's going to start?
I think so. The first game of this tournament is Ferris versus Memorial. I think that will be a very good game, but I believe that Memorial will come out on top with a stronger roster and being at home.
Obviously, I couldn't agree more personally as I played for Memorial Soccer Team. We did have a pretty close matchup against Ferris at their home field. Going into overtime, it was 5-4, but I think with the atmosphere of our home field and just being at home, that it'll lead us to a victory.
And then the next matchup, McNair versus St. Dom's. I have St. Dom's going through as they have a really good record, worse than McNair, but I feel like they do have the strength to come out on top.
So going off this, McNair has a pretty good team as defensively. I think St. Dom's might be able to come out on top offensively, but I think that game is definitely going to be tight because of the fact that both of these teams have opposing strengths.
And then next we have Memorial versus Bayonne. I think that this will also be a really close matchup, but you could say the Queens of Hudson County, the Bayonne Bees, I feel like they will come out on top. Sorry, Lena, but I believe you guys will put up a great fight, but I think that the Bees will come out on top.
Yeah, I can't say too much about it. We're definitely gonna, if we're able to move past this second round against Ferris tonight, playing Bayonne, it's definitely gonna be a tough game. But I'm sure my team is gonna give their all and put on a performance as best as we can.
And then next we have Kearney versus St. Dom's. I have Kearney going through, even being placed higher in the rankings than McNair. I think they have the strength to go through.
Bayonne has always obviously. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Kearney. We're going over Kearney versus St. Dom's.
Yes.
Kearney has obviously a pretty strong team that we've seen them in the final multiple years in a row. I think I agree with this. I think Kearney is going to be able to come out on top against St. Dom's, regardless of St. Dom's record this year. I think Kearney will be able to come out on top with the win.
And then at the bottom of the bracket, we have Weehawken versus Secaucus. Did they already play?
Weehawken versus Secaucus.
I think they did play.
Pretty sure Secaucus won.
Secaucus won 8-2. So not much has to be said about that, except that Secaucus did have a pretty good win.
Yeah. Moving on, you can move to Union City versus North Bergen. Ethan has down Union City. Oh, that game was played 2-0. Union City came out on top. So great job from Union City. I think North Bergen definitely put up a fight because 2-0 is not too big of a gap. So congrats to both teams. Moving on, that leaves Secaucus versus Harrison. What do you think about that matchup?
I think that after a really good win, I think Secaucus will put up a really good fight, but with higher seeding, I think that Harrison will go through.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with this. Harrison is definitely a technical team. I think their skill is shown in every game that they play, regardless of the opponent, the level of the opponent. Their skill and their speed is also shown. They have a pretty fast offense. So I think Harrison will definitely come out on top against Secaucus.
And then Union City versus Hoboken. I think that Hoboken will go through with a relatively easy win, but I feel like Union City will put up a great fight with their team having great heart and great fight, but I think Hoboken will go through.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Hoboken definitely has a super strong offense that we've seen all year long. I think overall Hoboken is a great team, both offensively and defensively. Although Union City definitely has a strong team that we've seen perform this year, I think Hoboken will be able to come out on top.
Now back up to the top, we have Bayonne versus Kearney. I think that Bayonne will come out on top there, being the number one team for the past couple years and having higher seeding. I think Bayonne will win.
Yeah, I agree as well. They actually faced each other earlier in the season, with Bayonne coming out 2-0, so Kearney not being able to score a goal. I think that definitely sets them up not in the best position for this matchup if it does happen. But I think Bayonne's stride of just competing and dominating is not going to fall against Kearney this year.
And then next we have Harrison versus Hoboken. I think that Hoboken will go through here with a very close matchup, but Hoboken having a better record. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Although Harrison is a super strong team that we've seen perform this year, their skill and their strengths have been shown in all parts of the field this year. I think Hoboken, being ranked a better team and with a better record, I think Hoboken will be able to compete and also just come out with the win on top, regardless of the game, regardless of the stakes of the game. Even though I do think that this game is definitely going to be a tough one and it's going to be a super competitive one.
And our final, Bayonne versus Hoboken. I think that with a better overall record and winning more games and losing less, I think that Hoboken have what it takes to dethrone Bayonne.
I agree with that. I think Hoboken has had a better record, has dominated a little bit more than Bayonne has this year overall through their entire season so far. Hoboken has shown their skill, their strengths. They have shown what kind of a team that they are. Coming back from this is their first year back in the American Division, as last year they were dropped down to the National and were division champs. I think this team is going to continue their winning streak of champions. Last year being the division champions, and this year I think they will be the Hudson County champions. So I think we're both in agreement on that Hudson County champion title going to Hoboken this year, October 25th at Sports Illustrated Stadium at 5 p.m. against Bayonne. So I think that's going to wrap up our bracket predictions for this year's Hudson County girls playoff games tournament. So we'll be back with more predictions as the tournament continues to go on. And I think that's it. That's going to wrap us up. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.